Imagine this. You're baking cookies for your friends, mixing flour, sugar, eggs, and butter. You reach for the baker's chocolate, but oh no, you're out. So what do? You grab a chocolate bar, break it into tiny chunks, and toss them in, hoping they'll melt smoothly into the dough. But when you open the oven, the chunks are still there, warm and gooey, perfectly melted inside the cookie. Congratulations! You've just accidentally invented the world's most famous cookie. Welcome to Believe It or Not, the show where weird is real and the truth is stranger than fiction. I'm your host, Bryan, and today's story is about the delicious, gooey, and completely accidental invention of the chocolate chip cookie. It all started back in the 1930s at a little place called the Toll House Inn in Massachusetts. The inn was run by Ruth Wakefield, a talented cook who was famous for her homemade desserts. Guests loved her cooking, and her recipes were so good that people would drive hours just to taste them. One day, Ruth was baking a batch of her famous butter drop cookies when she realized, she was out of baker's chocolate. Now, baker's chocolate melts smoothly into the dough and gives cookies a deep, rich flavor. Without it, she had to improvise. She looked around the kitchen and spotted a Nestlé's semi-sweet chocolate bar. Ruth thought, if I chop this up into little pieces, it'll melt right into the cookies. So, she took a knife, chopped the bar into small chunks, mixed them into the dough, and popped the cookies into the oven. But when she pulled the cookie tray out, the chocolate pieces hadn't melted at all. They had softened, holding their shape, creating melty pockets of chocolate in every bite. And you know what? Her guests went wild. Everyone loved the new cookies so much that Ruth started baking them every single day. She called them Toll House Chocolate Crunch Cookies. Word spread fast. People all over Massachusetts wanted the recipe. It became so popular, in fact, that Nestlé began to notice. They made a deal with Ruth. They'd print her cookie recipe on the back of every chocolate bar wrapper, and in return, Ruth would get a lifetime supply of chocolate. Ruth agreed, and she ended up receiving over 5,000 pounds of free chocolate over her lifetime. That's enough to bake over 320,000 cookies. And all because she ran out of baking chocolate. Here are a few unbelievable facts that I found while researching this podcast. Ruth Wakefield's original recipe is still printed on every bag of Nestlé Toll House chocolate chips today. So the cookies your mom or grandma made for you follow the same recipe that Ruth used in her kitchen almost 100 years ago. Now, Ruth Wakefield sure did bake a lot of cookies, but she didn't bake the largest one. The world's largest chocolate chip cookie weighed over 40,000 pounds. That's heavier than a school bus. While Ruth never baked the largest chocolate chip cookie, she did try to bake the perfect one. Ruth was such a perfectionist that she tested her cookie recipe dozens of times before sharing it with anyone, and she took notes on every single batch. Now, when they were first invented, chocolate chip cookies didn't look the way that we know them today. Rather, they were really quite small and sweet, roughly the size of a quarter, and they were designed to be eaten in one delicious bite. They were soft, gooey, chewy, and downright delicious. It's no wonder the chocolate chip cookie reigns supreme in America. More than 53% of American adults prefer chocolate chip cookies over the next most popular kind, peanut butter. While peanut butter cookies are the preferred cookie for about 16% of the nation, and about 15% of people like oatmeal cookies the best. It's safe to say that chocolate chip cookies are simply the most favorite cookie in town, and maybe the universe, because chocolate chip cookies have been to space. Astronomers brought them on the space shuttle missions and ate them as snacks in the 1980s. It's pretty amazing how an accident turned into one of the world's most beloved treats. Ruth Wakefield's mistake shows that sometimes creativity is born when things don't go according to plan. So how about you? Have you ever made a mistake that turned out to be a good thing? Maybe you discovered a new way to do something or created something awesome by accident. Think about that the next time something doesn't go your way. It might just be your chocolate chip cookie moment. So let's recap. Ruth Wakefield ran out of baker's chocolate, chopped up a Nestlé bar instead, and accidentally created the first chocolate chip cookie, forever changing snacking and dessert history. And before we go, here's a little joke for you. Why did the cookie go to the doctor? Because it was feeling crummy. Next time on Believe It or Not, we're heading to Japan to explore the fascinating world of rent-a-families, a business where you can actually hire people to play the roles of family members. Until then, keep wondering, keep learning, and remember, sometimes the truth is weirder than fiction.